Yes,
is
sir.
visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So switch statement. The switch statement is a special multi-way decision maker that tests whether an expression matches one of the number of constant values and braces accordingly. Okay, so we have seen in the program that if this expression is taking some values and if that values is matching with this constant, then of course immediately the statement follow to this constant is executed. The general syntax of suitable switch statement is switch, which is a keyword. In bracket there is expression. Expression may be of either integer or character. It should not be of a floating point numbers. Then beginning of the switch statement. Switch is associated with the case constant. So that is the constant. That constant may be of either integer, may be of a character, but may not be a floating point number or a string characters. Statement can be a any valid valid C++ statement. If you have a multiple statement which to be executed after the matching of the constant, then you have to use the compound statement. That means you have to use the curly braces. Okay. Similarly, you can add as many as possible constant, but make sure that after the constant it should be a colon. Okay, it is not a semicolon, it is a colon. And after the each statement, you can have to have a semicolon because the each statement is terminated by the semicolon. So let us you have added such n constant. Case is a small letter, it is a keywords. Constant can be any characters or integer number. And last statement is a default statement. If suppose your expression is not matching with any one of the constant, then your cursor will transfer to the default statement and where you have to give some information or as a statement to the users. And this is the end of a switch expression. The expression whose value is being compared may be any valid expression including the value of variables, an arithmetic expression, logical comparison, bitwise expression, or the return value from a function call, but not a floating point numbers. So you are talking about this expression. This expression is either a value of some operations, it may be a result of a logical comparison, okay, it may be any integer value, it may be any constant characters, but it should not be a floating point number. It should be a some return value of a some function. If you call this some function and which has the certain result, so that result may be also an expression, but it should not be a floating point number. The constant in each of the case statement must be obviously of the same type. So here, whatever expression you have given, the constant, this constant is integer. So of course, this all constants are integer. If they are characters, they all are characters. It is not like that this is integer, this is the characters. Okay. The constant in each of the case statements must obviously of the same time. The expression value is checked against each of specified cases, and when a match occurs, the statement following that is executed. So what happens? Whatever the value you have given to the expression or expression takes that expression value will be matched with the any one of the constant. As soon as the match occurs, suppose the match is occurred on a constant 2, immediately statement follow to the case 2 will be executed. The constants in each of the case statement must be okay. The value of that follows the keyword case may only be a constant, they cannot be a expression. So you cannot write here the expression. Okay, it is always a constant. It should be either integer or it should be either of a character. They may be of integer or characters, but not the floating point numbers or character string. So here What we say that expression cannot be floating point numbers. Here we say that constant cannot be floating point numbers. Expression cannot be a string. Constant cannot be a string. It is of an integer. It is of a character. Constant may be of integer. Constant may be of characters. It can be any expression. Okay, let us, if I have given x equal to 2 and y equal to 3, I can write here x plus y. So it will understand that x plus y is 5, and wherever the 5 is matching with the const case, that statement will be executed. But I cannot use constant as expression. I cannot give x plus y here. Here expression is allowed, in a constant expression is not allowed. So that is what we said. The last case of that statement, which is called the default case and is an optional, and one should be used according to the program's specific requirement. It is an optional like else statement. It is not necessary that you should always write, but it is always advisable to write the default statement. Why? Because if you wish to give the certain message to the users, the default statement can be useful. It is analogous to the last else of the if-else if structures. Although default case is optional, its position is fixed. It must follows all other cases. So here default is an optional, but its position is fixed. It is always at the last. Always at the last means it follows all possible case constants. Although okay. If default case is not included in a switch statement, an expression is not matched by any other of cases, nothing happens, and the statement followed the switch constant is executed. So if you have not given the default, and what happen if none of the expression or the value of the expression is matching with not matching with any of the constant, then what happen? Nothing happen. Suppose you have given some value of expression, if it is not matching with the constant and you have not given the default statement, what happen? The switch case is over and immediately the statement after the switch case will be executed. That means if none of the constant is matching, no worry, it will continue with the next line of the switch case expressions. And if it is default is given, then certain message will be displayed on the user screen, so that user has the idea that none of the constant is matched. Execution of switch constant in C++ follows a different logic. No statements are executed until case has been matched. Okay, so no statements are executed until case has been matched. If and only if the case has been matched, then the statement followed to the specific case has been executed. Otherwise, the default case has been encountered. If you have given the default, if none of the cases match, then automatically your cursor will go to the default, and after the default, whatever the statement you have written, the statement is executed. However, it continues to execute all the statement once a case has been matched, irrespective of the fact whether those statements belong to the case that has been matched or not. So this is the demerit. What it says? It continues to execute all the statements once a case has been matched, irrespective of the fact whether those statements belong to that case or not. So here, suppose if your expression is matched with the constant 2, then what happen? It will execute the statement after the constant 2, constant 3, constant 4 up to constant n. That means it will execute all these statements, whether even it is also executing default statement, whether the uh, case is matched with the nth constant or not, it will not see. It is only seeing that once the specific case is matched with the constant, that means it will execute all the statements followed to the constant. That means there is a fall through effect. If you drop a waters from the mountain, okay, then of course, if there is no barrier, it will come down. So this is the kind of a impact in a switch case expressions or the switch case statements. So let us understand with the following example. Switch input character. So here the input character I am trying to input ch is my variable which is of a character in nature. So if it is character, of course the case must be of a characters. But as I said you, there is a difference in the positive letters and the small letters. If you are giving here small r and then if you are looking here capital R, then it will not execute. So case is because R is a character. If the R is observed, you wish to display the red. If case input character is a W, then you wish to display the white, and input character is a B, then you can display the blue. You can see that after the case, then I have given the constant, then there is a colon, not a semicolon. Semicolon we always use in the statement, not in the case constant. Okay. So due to ये टाइटल दूसरे का है, डोंट वरी अबाउट दिस, यू हैव टू रेस्ट. ड्यू टू द फॉल थ्रू इफेक्ट, ऊपर नीचे हो गया क्या फिर भी. ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम. Due to the fall through effect, when the input character, suppose you have given as a R, then what it will print? Red, white, and blue will be printed. Why? Because there is a fall through effect. As soon as you give the input character R, it is matching with the case constant R. Then immediately after matching this, it will execute the statements red. But because of the fall through effect, it will print red, white, and blue. If you have supplied the input character as a W, then that W is matching with the case constant W, it will print white and blue. And if you give the B, then only blue will be printed. To overcome this problem, the break statement is used with the switch case statement. So if you wish to give a certain barriers, okay, if I am giving the R, then it should be only printed the red. If I am giving the W, it should only print the white. And if I wish to give the B, then it should print only blue. That means I am looking for some break of that particular fall through effect. So to overcome this problem, the break statement is used with the switch case statement. The break statement causes an immediate exit from the switch construct. As default statement is placed at last, no need to use break statement there. So as soon as you give the break, what happen? Compiler will understand that you have to exit from the switch case expression. So the general syntax of the switch case break statement is switch expression, then case constant, and if you have a statements, if it is a compound statement, then you have to give in a curly bracket. If it is a simple statement, then statement immediately followed by the break. So as soon as the expression is matching with the constant one, it will execute this group of the statement, and then it is observing the break. Then compiler will understand that now I have to exit from the switch case expression. Okay, then after the switch, whatever the statement are there, they are executed. Similarly, case constant, you have a group of statement, then you can give the break likewise similar way. And as I say that the default statement is the last statement, it is an optional, there is no need to give, but if you wish to give, then there is no need of a break statement at the last. So this is the end of the switch structure, switch case break structure. Okay. Thus, if a program for let us intercepting vowels out of a string characters. It is required to print them. It would be more meaningful to make use of the switch constant than the if else if constant. The following example: suppose I wish to print vowel. Okay, if I am supplying input character as a capital A, then what are the vowels? A, E, O, I, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. If I wish to print using the break statement, you can use the switch input characters here, because as I say that it is a case sensitive. Suppose user has given the capital A, then it's fine. But suppose user has given the small a, then it will not print the vowel. And that is how I have given two cases, either capital A or small a. Whatever the users give, either A or capital A, it will print that C out A and then immediately break. That means as soon as the A is given, it will print A and then immediately it is exit from the switch case structure. Similarly, another vowel is E. You can see that this is the nothing but the enclosed in the single quote. It means it is a it is a
Character.
it is a characters. Okay. So another vowel is E. Then you have given the break, but make sure that after the case, whatever the character constant you have given, there should be a colon. I, O, U similarly. And the last default statement is not a vowel. तो आपने जो भी नंबर्स एंटर किया ए ई आई ओ यू लेटर्स, ओके, अगर उसके अलावा कुछ एंटर किया तो डिफॉल्ट में जाएगा immediately, because that expression is not matching with any one of the constant. It will come to the default and it is printing that not a vowel. And then you have to give the, यहाँ पे ब्रेक की जरूरत नहीं दिया तो भी चलेगा. So this is a program to just use of a switch case break structure. Some invalid examples. The invalid examples is, let us say, the case label must not be floating point numbers. Why that is invalid? Because here the case label is of a floating point and floating point number is not allowed as a case constant. They should always be integer constant or character constant. Okay, this is the. Here what is the errors? The case we have given as a string. So string constant is not also be allowed as a case. It is only integer as well as the
Character.
character constant. Now what is the errors here? Case label cannot be expression. It is either integer or floating. Expression can be allowed here, but it is not allowed with the case constant. So that is the errors. Now if I wish to write a program to display the days of a week using the switch case expression, how to do that? To include iostream.h void main. I am entering the day as a variable which is of integer in nature. Then I am giving the information to the users. Please enter the numbers between 1 to 7. Users will supply by some numbers. So you have to write a code C in day so that compiler will allow to take some numbers. And if that numbers is from 1 to 7, so that means that day takes value any one of 1 to 7. Now how many constant you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and last is default is here is not given. Okay, then if the day that expression is matching with the constant 1, then it will print the Monday and immediately it is giving the break. If it is matching with the 2, then it is a Tuesday, and then immediately once this case constant is matching, it will print this, and you don't want to go for the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So because of the break statement, it will understand that you have to exit from the loop. So this is a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday, and that is the end of a, this is the switch structure, and this is the end of the main function. Okay? End of switch and end of main. And if you are giving the enter the numbers between 1 to 7, and if you have given the 3, That means day takes value 3. So 3 is where? So it is matching with this 3. And immediately it will print the Wednesday, and then there is a break. So it will exit from the loop. Okay. Any questions up to this? Switch case, break expression, break statement? Anyone? Yes, anyone? Any questions?
No, sir.
सर मैंने ये प्रोग्राम लिखा था सी प्लस प्लस में,
हम्म,
डेज वाला।
हाँ, तो क्या हुआ? हो गया?
तो उसको रन भी किया, मगर सर वो सिर्फ एक ही इनपुट लेता है।
तो एक ही लेगा ना इनपुट। इनपुट तो एक ही
हाँ
लेता
सर।
है ना, कोई भी एक नंबर ही, आपको एक ही नंबर देना है ना।
हाँ सर, लेकिन अगर मैं पहले वन करके एंटर करूँ तो वो मंडे दिखाता है।
हाँ,
लेकिन अगर मुझे दूसरी बार कोई इंटीजर एंटर करना हो
तो फिर
तो
से
वो
प्रोग्राम
नहीं
रन
होता
करना,
सर।
फिर से प्रोग्राम रन करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि वी हैव नॉट गिवन द फोर लूप ना। यू कैन गिव द
जी।
डे टेक्स ओनली वन वैल्यू,
जी
कोई
सर।
एक वैल्यू दे सकते हैं इसलिए। ठीक है।
अच्छा सर, तो हर बार एक वैल्यू एंटर करके फिर रन करना पड़ेगा दूसरी बार।
हाँ, तो सीधी सी बात है ना, आप एटीएम में जाएंगे तो एटीएम में पासवर्ड एक ही बार डालेंगे ना,
हाँ
थोड़े चार
सर।
पांच पासवर्ड डालेंगे। तो वैसा ही है कि भाई आपको डिस्प्ले करना है आज कौन सा दिन है, तो आप जैसे कहीं क्लिक करते हो, तो वो क्लिक आपने 5 के ऊपर किया तो वो दिखाएगा कि भाई 5 को कौन सा आ रहा है। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट?
यस सर।
तो अगर आपको वापस करना है तो देन अगेन यू टू गो फॉर ए रिपीट ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शन, जैसे आप बैंक में करते हैं।
जी सर।
ओके, so now we will discuss about the breaking control statement. So first we have seen the switch case expression, oh sorry, conditional statement. Second we will see the loop statement that we will see later on, and third one is a breaking control statement. So we will talk about the breaking control statement. We have already used of a break, see the use of break statement. For effective handling of the loop statement, C++ allow the use of following three types of breaking control statements. So what are that? Break statement, continue statement, and go to statement. Why we require? Because we wish to go for the effective handling of a loop. जैसे अगर हमने break नहीं दिया था तो what happen? It will execute all the statements followed by the specific constant is match. But to control this, we have used the break statement. So that means to go for the effective handling of a loop statement, this breaking control statements are necessary. So what is the break statement? The break statement is used to terminate the control from the loop statements of the switch case structure. So we have seen that what is the role of break statement? It will terminate the control. Okay, that means it will terminate the specific loop as soon as the break is observed. So in switch case, we have seen that as soon as the break is observed, what happens? It will exit from the switch case structure. The break statement is normally used in the switch case loop and in each case conditions. If break statement is not used, the control will transfer to the subsequent conditions. Okay, अगर आपने break control नहीं दिया है तो control will go for the subsequent cases, subsequent condition, subsequent statement, etc. The general syntax of a break statement is a break. For example, break statement used in a switch case structure. Suppose you have given the switch. Here, not necessary that you can always give the integer. If I can also declare them as a character, then I have to give the constant as in a single quote. If you are giving day as integer, then there is no single quote is needed. Switch day 1, 2, 1 for the Monday, 2 for the Tuesday, and then break and then default. So likewise, you can use, and that we have seen the earlier. This is the program for the, if you wish to see that, if we have given the switch case structure like this, if the case is one match with the day, then the computer will point the following numbers: Monday, Tuesday. Okay, why? Because you have not given the break after the Monday. Getting my point? Since there is no break statement in a case 1, the computer will transfer the control to the other cases also. To avoid this, normally we prefer the break statement after each case. तो यहाँ पे यूज किया, यहाँ नहीं किया तो क्या होगा? As soon as the constant 1 is match, it will print Monday, and immediately it will follow, because there is a fall through effect, it will also print the Tuesday, and then it will go for the break. But I am only looking, when I'm giving the day 1, then it should print only Monday, so that I have to give the break statement after the see out Monday. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Break statement used in the while loop, that we have seen in the break structure. Sometimes we are asked to write a small program to explain the use of break statement in a while loop structure. So there is a, we will discuss the use of the while loop, but I will give you the some idea. Let us understand this program. Integer value I is some index. It is taking the integer value, and value is some integer value. I takes value. Initially I is equal to 0, while I less than equal to 10. That means this is called the condition expression. If I less than equal to 10, then you will continue with this loop. As soon as this condition become the true, then you will exit from this particular loop. So this is why I equal to 0, while I less than equal to 10, see out, enter a number. So you will give the message as I equal to 0, 0 less than equal to 10, yes, you will enter into this loop, and it will give the numbers. So you have given the scene value, so that means it is some numbers. Now whatever the numbers are you have given, it will check if value is less than or equal to 0. That means if it is less than or equal to 0, then it will print 0 or negative value found, and then immediately there is a break. If whatever the numbers you have added, okay, and if it is greater than 0, then immediately it will come to this, and I plus plus, that means now initially I equal to 0, now it becomes the 1, and then again you will go to that 1 is less than equal to 10, yes, you will enter another numbers, and again it will check if that numbers is greater than 0, yes, then you will come to this. If it is less than equal to 0, immediately it is giving the message that 0 or negative numbers found, and it will exit from the loop. So how many times this will repeat? It will repeat the 10 times. 10 plus 11, because 0 to 10, so 0 including, so that is it will run the 11 times. The above program segment will process only the positive number. As soon as some negative numbers or 0 is observed, it will exit from the loop. That means while loop is over. Value is encountered, the computer will display the message 0 or negative value found as an error, and it exits from the while loop. So this is the use of a break statement in the while loop. So you can see that in a while loop there are three expressions. This is called the initialization of a condition. This is called the assessment of a condition, and this is a increment. So for loop में भी ऐसा था. First you have to initialize the index, then it will check the condition, and then it will go for increment. If I am using this for loop, then for I equal to 0, semicolon I less than equal to 10, semicolon I plus plus. So while loop can be used and alternate to the for loop. We will see in detail when we use the while loop and do while loop. Now continue statement. What is the role of break statement? It will exit the loop as soon as the break is observed. But the continue statement is used to repeat the same operations once again, even if it checks the error. Okay, अगर आपको errors भी मिला फिर भी क्या करेगा? it will run again and again as soon as the condition is satisfied. The general syntax of continuous statement is continue, and it is used for the inverse operation of a break statement. Break statement क्या करता है? It will exit from the loop. But if you wish to perform the inverse operation of that, you can use the continue statement. So same here, what happened? As soon as the zero or negative number found, it will exit from the loop. But here what happened? It is saying that please continue. कब तक continue करेंगे? As soon as your loop is over. So integer value I equal to 0, that is initializing the index, while I less than equal to 10. Then you will ask the users to enter the numbers. Users will supply the some numbers. If the value is less than equal to 0, it will print the message 0 or negative numbers found. Then it will continue means आप आगे यहाँ से वापस यहाँ जा सकते हैं. Then I plus plus, then I plus plus this 0 become the 1, 1 is less than equal to 10. Again it will ask the user to enter a numbers. Users will supply some numbers, and if the value is less than equal to 0, again it will print the message and then continue. If it is a positive greater than 0, then it will come to direct increment, and then it will say that 2 is less than equal to 10 likewise. So continue here. In earlier case, when the break is observed, it will exit from the while loop, but here it will execute the loop how many times? 11 times, because 0 to 10. Okay, so it will allow the users to enter the numbers 11 times, and if whenever the users is giving the negative or 0 numbers, it will display as an error. But here what happened? It will not sure. We are not sure that it will allow the 11 times or not. Why? Because as soon as the user has given the some negative numbers, it will exit from the loop. Here it will display errors 1. Here it display errors many times. That many times you have added the negative numbers. This program segment will process only the positive integers. Whenever 0 or negative value is encountered, the computer will display the message 0 or negative value is found as an error, and it continues the same loop as long as the given condition satisfied. तो ये प्रोग्राम भी क्या है? जीरो एंड पॉजिटिव नंबर्स का ही है. ठीक है, it will display the positive numbers, but as soon as the 0 or negative numbers found, it is displaying the message 0 or negative value found. Earlier case what happened? It was exit from the loop, but because of this continue statement, it will continue when as long as this condition is satisfied. So that is called about the break statement. Any questions about the break statement and continue statement? Anyone?
सर
Yes.
कंटिन्यूस स्टेटमेंट अगर हम आई इक्वल टू 12 डालें तो क्या होगा?
I equal to 12 मतलब
ऊपर सर अब प्रोग्राम दिखाओ.
यहाँ पे
आई इक्वल टू 0 है, उसमें एंटर नंबर. प्रोग्राम हम रन कराएंगे तो सबसे पहले आउटपुट में क्या आ गया?
पहला आएगा एंटर नंबर.
ओके,
फिर आपको पूछेगा आपको कोई नंबर एंटर करना है. आप बोल रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे 12 डालें,
हाँ
तो यहाँ पे 12 डाले तो आई के साथ कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है. इट इज सम डिफरेंट नंबर. whatever you are storing, it is storing into the value, and value को हम किसके साथ करेंगे? whether it is less than or equal to 0 or not. आई के साथ कोई कनेक्शन नहीं, क्योंकि आई तो यहाँ पे आपने डिस्प्ले किया है, घूमता रहेगा जब तक कंडीशन सेटिस्फाइड होती है.
सर आप क्या बोल रहे हो? कुछ समझ में नहीं आता सर.
डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है. माइक ऑफ करो, बात करो.
डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है सर किसी का.
माइक बंद करो, म्यूट करो. अभी ये समझ में आएगा. उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा कि इफ आई एम एंटरिंग द वैल्यू लेट अस से 12, ठीक है, तो व्हाट हैपन टू द लूप. उनको था कि मैं यहाँ पे 12 डालूंगा तो आई को 12 मिलेगा. नो, आई यहाँ पे आपने 0 से शुरू किया, वो कहाँ तक जाएगा? 10 तक जाएगा. ठीक है, वो लूप के अंदर है। यहाँ पे वैल्यू जो आप डालेंगे कोई भी नंबर्स, इट इज नो कनेक्शन विथ आई, इट इज ए सम नंबर्स यू एंटर्स दैट असेस टू बी वेदर इट इज ए पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव, वो चेक करेगा और उसके बेस पे वो मैसेज प्रिंट करेगा। बट हाउ मेनी टाइम्स दिस लूप इज रिपीटिंग, इट विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 0 1 2 3 up to 10। ओके, एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस एनीवन?
सर उसके बाद फिर प्रोग्राम एंड हो जाएगा?
नहीं, प्रोग्राम एंड कहाँ, कंटिन्यू हुआ है तो एंड कहाँ होगा? मतलब 10 आई, जब आपका 10 मिलेगा, व्हेन आई रीच द 10, उसके बाद 11 में आप जाएंगे, क्योंकि यहाँ तो इंक्रीमेंट तो करेगा ना 10 से, तो यहाँ इंक्रीमेंट क्या होगा 11, तो 11 इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 10, नो, so that means the while loop is over, you will exit from the loop।
ओके,
बट आप जो बाहर से वैल्यू सप्लाई कर रहे हो, इसका और इसका कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है, ये तो अपने आप चलता रहेगा, एवरी टाइम इट विल इंक्रीमेंट 1 and as soon as this condition is true it will enter into this loop, if its condition is false it will exit from the loop। ठीक है, now third is go to statement। Sometimes what happen, we wish to transfer the control from one place to another place by satisfying after executing the certain conditions or directly, so we will use the go to statement, and go to statement C++ का salient features है। बाकी बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज है, बट वेयर द गो टू स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट अवेलेबल, इवन in R it is also not available। The go to statement is used to alter the program execution sequence by transferring the control to some other part of the program, so it will just transfer your control from one segment of the program to the another segment of the program, and the general syntax is a go to label। Okay, so that means whenever you give the go to and some label is given, that label may be any valid C++ identifier, wherever the label is observed, your control is transformed one from this segment to the another segment where the label is observed, so label is nothing but destination such the control could be transferred। There are two ways of using the goto statement in a program, namely conditional goto and unconditional goto। So let us first talk about the unconditional goto। The unconditional goto statement is used just to transfer the control from one part of the program to the other part of program without checking any condition, without any assessment of condition. If you wish to transfer your control from one part of the program to another part of program, we will use the unconditional go to statement। It is not preferable practice to use it because it may lead to problem like a never ending process। So unconditional go to statement is usually not advisable because sometimes it is going for a never ending process, आप घूमते ही रहेंगे अंदर। So let us understand this small program। Suppose if you are writing this program, start is nothing but label is given, after label you have a colon, if you give the cout my name is computer, and then after this your control will come to that go to start। So as soon as you have given the go to start, what happens, your control will transfer from this segment to this segment। Okay, so that means again you will print this, again you will come to that, again you wish to transfer your control to where the start label is given here, this is a semicolon and this is a colon, after label there should be a colon। So likewise this program is ऐसे चलता ही रहेगा चलता ही रहेगा चलता ही रहेगा, ठीक है। तो इट इज ए नेवर एंडिंग प्रोसेस, क्योंकि यहाँ आने के बाद आप कहाँ यहाँ
Then how to end such program, sir?
आपको ऑल्टर कंट्रोल डिलीट देना पड़ेगा ब्रेक करने के लिए, ठीक है। तो इसलिए दिस इज नॉट द एडवाइजेबल प्रैक्टिस। तो यूजुअली यू शुड गिव दी, हाँ ये स्टार्ट आपका लास्ट में है कहीं तो चलेगा, जैसे गो टू स्टार्ट हुआ तो आपको सर्टन टाइम के बाद आपको उसको ट्रांसफर करना है सर्टन प्लेस, तो अगर वो लास्ट में है तो उसके बाद वाला एग्जीक्यूट हो गया स्टेटमेंट एंड देन द प्रोग्राम विल बी ओवर। लेकिन आपने क्या किया, इसको शुरू में दे दिया, तो गो टू स्टार्ट बाद में दिया तो ये ऊपर जाएगा, फिर ये प्रिंट करेगा, यहाँ आएगा, फिर ऊपर जाएगा, लाइकवाइज इट विल कंटिन्यू। So to avoid this kind of situation, we usually go for a conditional go-to statement. The conditional go-to statement is used to transfer the control of the execution from one part of the program to the other in a certain conditional cases. So it will transfer your control from one part of the program to the other part of the program after assessment of a certain condition. For example, you have headed the header files. A and B are of a two variables which are of integer type. You have entered the two numbers. User will supply two numbers A and B. And now you say that if A is greater than 1, B, then you say that go to output 1. Else go to output 2. Now as soon as A greater than 1, go to output 1. That means output 1 is here. So it will print the largest value is A. Else, suppose this condition is not true, then it will print the go to output 2. Output 2 is here. Then it will print the largest value is the B. But you can see that I have given the unconditional go to here. If this condition is true, your control will transfer to the label output 1. Where the label? So label output 1. It will print. Now if this label is not given, what happens? Immediately it will come to this and it will print the largest value is B. So what happened? I have given the another jump. After output 1, it will execute the largest value is A, and then it will come to that. Then go to stop. So where the stop is there, stop is here, and then it will end up the program. So in that way, if you give the unconditional go to, it is advisable. And if the given condition is false, where your output 2 is given label, it is here. So your control directly jump from this to this, and it will print the output B, and then end of the program. Is that clear?
सर यहाँ पे लास्ट में सिर्फ स्टॉप
ये लेबल है, इसका कोई
लिखना
फर्क
है।
नहीं पड़ता है. There is no problem with the this stop. ये स्टॉप किसका लेबल है? इसका है. It is a label of this. As soon as your control will come to here, what happen? It is identifying the label stop. So your control will transfer from this to here, and then after stop nothing is there, it will come to this and the program is over. Okay. And if given condition is true, then you are saying that I wish to transfer the control at output 1. Where the output 1 is there, output 1 is here, and it will execute this statement. After that, what happened? You have given the go to stop, then your control will directly jump to here, and then it will end up the program. If this is not given, what happened? If this condition is true, you will come to that. But this go to stop is not given, so what happened? It will come to this, and it will print the largest value is B. And that is how we have given the unconditional go to, that is the stop. Okay. Any questions? Anyone? Hello. Am I audible?
No questions, sir. Yes, sir, no
हाँ सर
questions.
Now we will see the use of go to statement inside the while loop. So integer value I equal to 0, while I less than equal to 10, cout enter a numbers, you will enter the sum numbers. And then if value less than equal to 0, it will print the errors. And now once the errors is there, you wish to transfer your control from this segment to the error. So where error is written here, it will say that input data errors and the programming is over. If you have not given this, then what happen? It will continue, repeat how many times? As soon as the loop is satisfied. So that is way. Sometimes, if you find the errors immediately, you wish to go back to the display the certain message and the close your loop, so you can use it. Suppose in a menu driven software, you are clicking the certain output. ओके जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल आप वन सैंपल टी टेस्ट में क्लिक करेंगे तो पूरा आपको वन सैंपल टी टेस्ट का मेनू खुलेगा. इफ यू आर क्लिकिंग ऑन इंडिपेंडेंट सैंपल टी टेस्ट उसका मेनू खुलेगा. तो उसके बैकएंड में भी क्या होता है, इफ समबडी इज क्लिकिंग ऑन द वन सैंपल टेस्ट देन इमीडिएटली इट शुड ओपन दैट सेगमेंट ऑफ द प्रोग्राम. भले एक में ही प्रोग्राम आपने लिखा है, यू आर राइटिंग ऑल द थिंग्स इन ए सेम प्रोग्राम. जैसे स्विच केस में आप है कि भाई मैं 4-5 आप अलग अलग प्रोग्राम्स एक में ही लिखना चाहते हैं, तो अगर स्पेसिफिक कांस्टेंट मैच होगा तो उसके अंदर की इंफॉर्मेशन मांगेगा. So you can use the go to statement if you wish to satisfy the, or if you wish to transfer your control from one segment of the program to the another segment of a program as per your requirement after assessing the conditions or without assessing the condition. And that is how there are two segment conditional go to statement as well as the unconditional go to statement. So for example, if you are writing the enter 1, okay, आपने एंटर नंबर किया, तो 1 इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 0, यहाँ पे -1 करना चाहिए. सॉरी 1 किया आपने एंटर, 1 किया एंटर, तो क्या हुआ, 1 इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 0, नो, तो कहाँ आएगा, यहाँ पे आएगा. एंड देन यू विल I become the 1. 1 is less than equal to 10. Again, it is giving the printing the message. Enter the number. तो आपने enter किया, वो किया 0. तो क्या हुआ, 0 is less than equal to 0. Yes. So it will print the message 0 or negative value found. Go to errors. That means input data errors. And last it will print the input data errors. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. तो बाकी का जो है कंट्रोल स्टेटमेंट्स दैट वी विल see in the next lectures, where we will discuss in theoretically for loop, while loop and do while loop.